Very good. All right. I will call this school board meeting to order now that we know we are on the air. Kelly, please call the roll.
Corey.
Here.
Tara. Here. Heather. Here. I'm here, and Paul
Is excused. Yep, thank you. Statement of public notice, Adrian.
November 12th, 2024.
Very good, thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, then let's begin this meeting with by honoring our country by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there anyone requesting to address the members of the Board of Education? We'd love to hear from you. All right, hearing none, we'll move on. Moving on to communications. We will start by learning about the Early College Credit Program and the Start College Now program.
Yes, so I have a presentation here for you. Adam, oh wait, I think I turned it on. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good? Okay, so the Early College Credit Program, there were some questions about it, so one of the board members asked if we could do a presentation just to kind of review what this college programs are, what are the pathways that kids can take for the extra, the college credits. So we have many of them. We have many pathways. So there's the Early College Credit Program, there's Start College Now, College Credit in High School, which is dual credit and dual enrollment, transcripted credit, and advanced placement. So there's lots of layers to a lot of this on what this all means and how we go about that. So the overview. So Wisconsin Act 59 eliminated course options and youth options. That's what it used to be called prior to 2018. And then in June of 2018, they renamed the statutes that they are currently today. So on July 1st, 2018, the youth option statute was named Early College Credit Program, which allows Wisconsin public and private high schools students to take one or more courses in an institution of higher ed, which is both a college and technical college. Under this selection, institution of higher ed means institution of the University of Wisconsin, specifically on the ECCP. Start College Now allows Wisconsin pupils who've completed grades 10 to go through technical college. So between the two programs, so the early college credit is 9 through 12 at colleges, at universities. The Start College Now is grades 11 and 12 at technical schools. Between those two programs, the state requires us to support 18 credits between those two programs, which is what the schools do. Courtney did some extensive research, tapped into all the other Sheboygan County schools, so we've got the metrics on, and indeed we all are pretty much at that 18 minimum amount. So ECCP is for grades 9 through 12, Start College Now is for grades 11 and 12. So that's the difference between the early college credit, Start College Now, which is all under that umbrella of the early college credit program.
Lisa, just to clarify, the ECCP, so I'm seeing on the slides it says the UW schools or tribal colleges or private nonprofit. So that would not be the technical colleges?
No, Start College Now would be the technical colleges.
Got it.
Right. Okay, so early college credit, grades 9 through 12. It includes the UW system institutions and private as well. Students must notify the district at a certain time, I think February 1st and October 1st for the spring courses. The high school credit only, or you can do also just post-secondary. All of our kids do this first option because they get high school credit and the college credit. There is the option that they could not do the high school credit and just get the college credit, but why would they do that? So most of our kids don't do that. So we're sticking with there. 100% of our students take this option. The school district takes 75% of the cost. The state does reimburse 25% of the cost, and it's at a discounted cost. I think of about $130 a credit, ish. Yeah, and students are responsible for transportation. In the Start College Now, which is grades 11 and 12, and that includes Wisconsin technical colleges. Students have to notify the district in the intent to enroll in the program by March 1st or October 1st. The payment for the school district is 100% of the school district pays for those costs. Students are responsible for transportation. We also pay for books and any other fees as well. So that's the Start College Now. So
Is that also at a significantly discounted rate?
discounted rate as well. Then we have dual credit enrollment. That's the ones that we have offered at Kohler High School. That's with certified teaching staff. Teachers are certified, so like they're teaching a college class, so they have a special certification. We offer college algebra, and that's through LTC. We offer AP Literature, AP Language, Pre-Calc, and AP Calc, and that's all through WGB.
Can you talk about that certification real quick, about what does that mean for the teachers?
So I believe it's 64 credits, 36 credits. Natasha, do you know a little bit more
So
about
a
that?
teacher either has to have a master's in the course that they teach, and if they don't have a master's, then they have to get at least 18 credits in that course in order to be able to teach it as a dual credit class.
That would be like a college professor. That they would be certified. Then they could go to LTC and teach if they have that certification. So it's like having a college professor here on site, so they can get that dual credit, dual enrollment. They're enrolled here, but they're also enrolled there as well. And again, $110 a credit, which is heavily discounted compared to comparatively. And the students, for this one, the students pay that full amount. The school district does not pay for that.
I just have a question about that. So if is a student paying to take an AP course besides the AP test?
If they're taking it for dual credit. So these courses are both AP and dual credit. So if they're taking it for the dual credit, if they're only taking it as AP, then they spend their $90 and take the test. But if they're taking it for dual credit, then they would pay. If they're only taking it for AP, then they don't. So the AP, Language, Lit, and Calc kids have options. They can take it AP or they can take a dual credit. If they take a dual credit, they can pay.
So I guess the discrepancy seems to be if they were to take it with the early college credit program through the tech college, the school pays the tuition, but if they're taking it here with their teacher, they're paying the tuition?
Yes, correct, right?
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because they're our employee. So we don't have to pay. They're paying for the college credit.
And through ECCP, they're going somewhere else.
They go off
They're going-
campus.
They go off campus.
They actually go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas here, it's within our course
Within
options.
the school day, right. That's the piece that I'm not quite understanding.
Because the 110, so it'd be 330 if it's through, that money goes to UWGB or LTC, right?
Correct.
So each course that is taught dual credit, my understanding was the agreement, so we're charged as a district to teach those courses?
We are. We are.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, I didn't know that.
And then that credit for AP Calc, for college calc, right? Say you take dual credit AP Calc for college credit, then that would be transferable to any school that would otherwise accept a UWGB freshman calc class.
Correct.
That
Right.
would be correct.
And is that anywhere in the UW system, or are there, like, could they go to Madison and it would count
Yes.
equally as well at
Absolutely.
Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, Corey, whether they take it for face value or not, right? So the schools have the autonomy to make the decision in the UW system. Like Madison is one that's an important one to consider, like that's kind of gonna be an outlier, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna say, do we have a curriculum at UW Madison that would equal this
The
curriculum at
UWGB.
Right, but they might allow for elective credit, might not be that like AP Calc credit.
But there are
Okay.
courses in calc and stats are two of them that are part of the universal transfer agreement between all of the WTCS, the tech colleges, and the UW colleges. So Calc 1 at any of those schools transfers as Calc 1 to any of those schools. So if we're offering courses that are part of the universal transfer agreement, they will transfer anywhere in Wisconsin
Right.
to public schools.
And then the last thing is we have the surrounding data. Courtney did a lot of good work, and I know it's kind of small, but she did for all of the school districts in Sheboygan County, the enrollment, how many credits for graduation, which I thought was really interesting, that we are one of the lowest as far as our graduation requirements. Some of them have 26. They're 25, 26 next year, 27, 26, 28, 28. So they're, our credits are a little bit lower. And you'll see 18 pretty much is pretty much across the board. I'm not real sure, let me see if I can scroll this down. The only anomaly is Sheboygan North is 18, but Sheboygan South, they max out 18 at the ECCP, but then they don't have a limit for Start College Now. So for the technical school one, I don't know if they have a partnership or why Sheboygan South is different than the rest, but that's, other than that, they're pretty much 18. So when we hear, oh, you know, Elkhart Lake offers 20, no, they don't. It's 18 pretty much across the board. Random Lake is a little bit different. Random Lake is 18. However, they say that Start College Now, there are some one-offs for them sometimes. They have those outliers. So they're not a hard 18 if there's a case in a plead, where most other schools are a hard 18. So they're a little bit more flexible with those 1 and 2 offs. So they say Start College Now varies depending on career pathway and what we offer on site. We try to stick to the 18, but there's always the 1 to 2 outliers and rare occasions. And then in their ECCP, it says it varies. If we don't offer it, they can take it elsewhere. However, when both grad requirements and college suggestions for admittance are met, then they cease offering ECCP completely. So they've got a little, so Random Lake is a little bit different in that, but again, sticking to that 18 for the most part, unless there's a rare one-off. So
Lisa,
thank you for doing all that.
For what the district will pay, if we have students who want to pay out of pocket and still get that credit as dual credit, is that an option?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
If they pay. This is just, the 18 is what the school district
Okay.
pays. Now, you know, it all changed in 2018, and then COVID kind of happened, and so now we're kind of on the other side of that, where Courtney's doing a really great job of educating the kids on the options that they have. So more and more kids are tapping into this. If we have 250 kids at our high school, and all 250 tapped into the 18 credits that they can, over that 4-year period, coming out of our fund balance, or our Fund 10 is $750,000. So it's about, we're figuring about $200,000 to $300,000 a year as we move forward if everybody tapped into all 18 credits. So there is a significant financial impact to school districts. Now the intent of this, when it came in, was to release the barriers for kids who were not college bound. So your kids in Milwaukee and Madison and Racine, Green Bay, where you have kids who maybe weren't college bound, this removed the barriers to say, you know what, this puts me on that pathway. I have a pathway to get to college. That was the intent of where this all came from. However, once they passed the law, all kids tap into that. So even if they were already on the pathway, even though this program wasn't really designed for them per se, our kids can tap into that. But it is from public education. It's kind of on the backs of K-12 education to do this. So just there is a financial impact. And as Courtney does her job and does it well, more and more kids will tap into these options because they are their options. It's going to start costing us more and more money out of our bottom line.
So financially, does it make more sense to get our teachers certified and teach these courses in-house?
I think financially, in the long run, where they would take the dual credit as opposed to the ECC, but they still have that option of ECCP and the Start College Now.
By law.
By law, whether we offer them all here or not. So as they're taking ECCP, the more kids that then go off, that's less who are taking our kids here, and we may start having some implications on staffing as well. If they're not in our courses because they're taking college courses, then that's going to have an impact as well on our FTEs from our teachers.
I would also think just as a parent, choosing to not have to worry about transportation might be a selling point as well in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, if we have that option
Yeah.
in-house.
Yeah. So certainly financially for us, the dual credit option is the better of the two as far as our bottom line. It's getting the teachers certified as well.
And then with the percentage of students we have going out of state, AP is more attractive.
Yes. Yes, right, because sometimes we're paying for some of these courses for the kids, and then they go nowhere. So we're paying for a Start College now, a class at Lakeshore Technical College, and then they go to some other school, and it doesn't transfer. So we paid that credit, and it doesn't go anywhere. So that's something that we are, it's, I think, unique more to our area where we have so many kids go out of state.
Something like 40% was the last survey, wasn't it?
From our school?
From our high school.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
40%
high.
go out
It's
of
high.
state.
Oh, wow.
And these
I
are
didn't
just
know that.
Wisconsin, so there's no guarantee that any of these credits would transfer out of state.
So if those
So-
40% of the kids take 2-3 of those classes, the ECCPs, those credits don't follow them because they're leaving the state and it came out of our
Right, our bottom line.
pockets.
I didn't realize it was so much.
Are there criteria for students to be eligible to participate in these programs, like
Courtney?
academic criteria?
Yeah, so a student has to have a 3.0 or higher. As you can probably guess, that's a large majority of our students.
Oh,
And Green Bay also works
Should we be
with
giving her the microphone?
students if they don't have a 3.0 or higher, like we can make an exception. If I believe in a student, and there has been cases like this, I don't want to cut the access.
I'm just thinking so people at
Yes.
home can hear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is good. Green Bay will reach out to me and say, hey, we do have a concern about this student. What do you know about them? Right? So they do try to be, and I've only had that experience with Green Bay. We haven't had a student not eligible for LTC. Otherwise, I'm sure they do the same. But they say, what do you know about this student? What's their work ethic? Are their grades like this for any specific reason, right? Because there might be something going on at home, or it might be something more that I know that their transcript isn't showing. I do have one student that didn't meet that criteria, and she has an A in the class, and she loves it, and she's doing great. So, like, it's not my job to tell a student you cannot be successful in this class. And then to a point about the transportation, I only have one student that's actually going to campus. All the rest of them are taking it online. That is a little bit more desirable for our students because, especially if they're seniors, they get that opt-out opportunity, right? And so then they learn, oh, this is how I can time manage. This is how my classes at college might be like. I have at 8 a.m. and then I have something at 10. And then, so there's one child out of the 15, I think, that we have taking classes right now that is on campus. We have a couple of boys that will take math classes at Lakeland. That's in person, obviously, but all of the other classes that I've ever had students take have been
Oh,
online.
virtual.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for
Yep.
clarifying that.
Yeah, and then just a note with that too, though, they can take more than one at a time, so that is also enticing for our seniors if they can meet those graduation requirements or meet those 6 credits as a senior. They can take them through ECCP. So it's important that, you know, the law also says I have to be telling them this. So I am encouraging it because why wouldn't I? And as we see the trends changing with this being offered, when we sat down and looked at the data, we are going to have probably a 50% plus increase in these classes next year because the students are finally realizing, like, why wouldn't I do this? Why haven't I done this in the past? And a lot of juniors, it's like, okay, junior year is my hardest year, right? I don't want to add anything onto it. But now as a senior, why wouldn't I do this? This is a great opportunity. But to Lisa's point, in some of these cases, as I sit down with juniors and their families for our junior meetings, the kids are saying, I'm probably going to go out of state. And it's not for me to decide to not allow them to take these classes because the state says that they still can. So, yeah.
Thank you for all that you do with all of that.
Thank
as
you.
well,
You're
by the way.
welcome.
Yeah. I
have
know that's a lot of
finance
work.
Question, if, for next year, if we have a 50% increase, what will be the total spend for our district for these ECCP classes or Start College Now?
That's a good question. I'm not finished.
I'm not finished with the junior meetings yet, so that's a number that we can get to, Tara. I'm creating, all of my data is being collected in a Google form. So then when I'm done, I can go through the Google form, see the students that selected yes for summer, selected yes for fall. Not collecting data for the spring yet, but I would assume that a lot of these students who are taking fall courses are probably going to want to take a spring course also. So once I'm done with all of those, which will be early December, I can look at those numbers and run them by Isaac and his numbers, and we can get a number for you. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, hope that helped to kind of clarify because there are a lot of moving parts and Courtney does a great job of understanding all of it and working with the kids. So we're fortunate to have you. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yeah, thank you. Just I just wanted to point out it might be helpful even for Isaac to reach out to some of the districts who have high percentage participation in these programs to see how they manage this in their budget and what they find is working for them. Because I know in Sheboygan County we have several districts that participate, have high participation in these programs. I have all the groups I'm using, but I got ready questions.
Sounds great. Thank you.
I assume we'll lose staff. I mean, if we have really high participation, we'll probably lose an FTE or two, depending, I mean, who knows how high.
I mean, right now, we do have our budget balanced, so
Right.
we would have to cut something.
Yeah.
To anticipate an increase, we would have to start looking at cutting something. So
Interesting.
consider your balance.
Yeah, I mean, great program, but there's always a cost, right? And
Right.
the cost is, I
Yeah.
mean, there's always a pros and a con, and you know, it's a double-edged sword, for sure.
Yeah, thanks for putting that together.
You're welcome.
Is there, and I apologize if this has been discussed already, is there any incentive on the school end to support teachers who would like to get that certification to be able to teach here in-house?
We have,
Has that been talked about
yep,
already?
we have offered some
Okay.
support for teachers and if some help and assistance.
Okay, so that it would, you know, cause that is a financial, as a fellow educator, you know, money is a thing. So that just would be
Right.
something I'd be
For the
curious about.
required classes, Heather, we have, as we've hired staff, that was part of the agreement that they would be open to getting that certification, right? So the classes that we do have where we've had that need, the district has supported those teachers.
Oh, that's beautiful, okay.
And that was part of the hiring agreement.
Oh, nice, so
So-
they kinda know going into it, this is a hope of ours. Okay, thank you for letting me know that.
Anything else? All right, thanks, team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you,
So-
Courtney.
So we have another meeting downstairs, financial aid for parents.
Do you have anything, do you wanna do your report?
Very,
real
very,
quick?
if it's
Yes.
okay,
Yeah,
I'll-
please, we
it's
will,
really,
do-
we
really
yeah.
will
short.
do the principal. Sure.
I just wanted to, of course, we conducted a reality store fair for our secondary students, and we want to thank all of the community and our ACP, our academic and career planning team, for all the work that they did to put that together. Great opportunity for kids to experience what the real world is like, and expenses and cost and so forth, and what you need to do to survive. I think the kids had a great experience learning what that was like. So thankful to our staff, ACP team, and then the parents or the community that helped. We completely administered the PSAT, so families, I sent out in the newsletter as well as an email to our junior families that those scores are available to students. If you need those, contact the school, or those are actually available to kids. They can access that directly if they input their cell phone numbers when we did the readiness check. We have, I think we're well on the way. We're sending teachers back and forth to conferences again. As you know, our fall sports have done exceptionally well, so we want to celebrate the great, our coaches for the work that they do and the time away from their families that they're spending with our students, but want to celebrate them for everything that they've done, bringing back trophies. We're setting off the dive team. It's fast and furious, lots of parades. It's always a good problem to have, right? So we appreciate when the teachers bring the kids out and the families come to celebrate them, so please continue to do that and be part of the school community. So congratulations to our athletics. Middle school math team did phenomenally, so they competed just the other day, brought home some medals there, so that's exciting to see as well. And beyond that, I think I'm good.
All right, well, thank you, and thanks for helping our seniors know how they're gonna pay for college.
Yes, we've got
With
quite
a
a few
job.
parents
No.
down there, so that's great. Thank you. With their job.
With a job.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
All right,
Thank you.
so we'll go back to that item, the number 2 item. As far as a president's report, all I have to want to talk about tonight is that for the community to know, November 19th and 20th, we'll be interviewing 6 candidates for the superintendent district administrator role. There'll be 3 interviews each night. There is a panel, of course, of the board. Then there's a panel of the community, members from the Kohler and Sheboygan area communities that represent different constituencies. And then we're very excited about a teacher and staff board, both of those in advisory roles where they can hear answers from the candidates and then give feedback to us as the board from what they heard. So we're excited about that. We hope to have final rounds in early December and an accepted offer before Christmas. That's the goal. So, and other than that, that's all I have for tonight. So Lisa, let's go to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. So we have a middle school and high school band concerts tomorrow evening. So I hope you can all join us to witness the wonderful talents of Miss Dixon and our band students. And I know we've done very well in all of our sports, but I do want to just talk a little bit about our cross-country team and give everyone just a little bit of a history lesson on that one. So I want to congratulate our cross-country team for their very successful season and achievement of both the girls and the boys cross-country. But I want to give a special acknowledgement to Avinash Murthy. He had a passion and perseverance to bring cross-country to Kohler. Avinash was a 2018 graduate, and when he was a junior, came to the board several times requesting, I want cross-country, I want cross-country. Well, of course, there's always a cost to that, right? Because it competes with football or something. So he was shut down a couple of times, and he just persevered, and about 3 consecutive months of pleading to the board with his passion, and the board did approve that. So he started that journey, and he was an advocate to the cross-country team as a junior, and after his heartfelt presentations to the school board, convinced them to start the cross-country program. I think he's an example of student voice and advocacy and how it makes a difference, and he set he helped pave the path for the kids to have that experience. So he was a high school junior who just really wanted to run, and being shut down a couple of times, he just persevered. So I want to give a little shout out to Avinash. The first team began in 2017-18 with 11 boys and 6 girls participating. So we've come a long way in those couple of years. So I just wanted to give him his due on that. Fall Follies was a wonderful, spectacular event this year. I want to thank the foundation for their dedication and support to the school district and our students. Their generous donations are greatly appreciated. They have a profound impact on our kids, and we're very, very grateful. The Kohler School Friends Holiday Arts and Crafts Fair will be held on Saturday, November 23rd. The teachers will take the afternoon of the Professional Development Day and help decorate. It's a wonderful community event, lots of participation. Kohler School Friends and Booster Club, I believe, kind of partner for that event, and the proceeds go directly to our kids, and they're sure to impact each and every one of our students. And I want to thank all the parents who have already signed up to volunteer to lend a hand, and there's still time to sign up, and I know more hands are always welcome for the craft fair on Saturday. And if you can't come to volunteer to work, hopefully you can come and check out all the crafts. It's a wonderful craft fair. School report cards are hopefully released next Tuesday. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping they stick to that. The Wisconsin DPI will release that and lift the embargo, and then that will allow us to be able to compare our data to other districts and whatever. So I'm kind of hoping that they stick to their embargo release. Overall, the report cards are similar to last year. However, the new cut scores were used for the forward exam, so we're starting over. Little disappointed in that in some way, because it was the first time, last year was the first time we had 3 consecutive years post-COVID. So we had some years that were good, and then we had COVID, which left that data hole, and we just were starting to get that longitudinal data, and now they switched it, so now we can't compare. So I will still compare our year to year, that's important, but we just have to kind of compare with caution because they did change the cut scores. I feel that the cut scores are a little bit more aligned to our MAP scores. In the past with the cut scores, it was not unusual to have a student who performed in like the 65th percentile still coming out as basic, which means that they scored better than 65% of the kids in the state of Wisconsin, but the cut scores were pretty high, so they were coming out in the basic category. These seem a little bit more in line from what I'm seeing with their performance along with their MAP score. So we'll see. I haven't had a chance to dig too much into the data. This week is National School Psychology Week, so I want to just take the opportunity to thank Andrea Walter for her commitment to our students and her dedication to the Kohler School District. Andrea is both our school psychologist and our Director of Special Education and Pupil Services, so she does a great job and very dedicated, so thank you. And then on Tuesday, November 26th, we'll hold a tribute ceremony for Joe Wolf with the dedication of our gym in his honor. Tickets are on sale now, $5. They're going fast. Celebration program will be at 6:45 p.m. with the varsity game to follow. I want a special thank you to Ken Rader, Ryan Springer, John Cole, and Drew Dantzler for all of their work to prepare for the event. So they're working hard to get everything ready for them. So, and that concludes my report.
That'll be a big special night
for the community. It will be a very special night. We're looking forward to it.
All right, we've heard from Natasha. Terry?
Sorry. All right, so I guess we had our first kickoff for the school year of the PBIS assembly, which was really successful. We brought back the district's song that had been kind of put aside for a while, so the cheerleading outfits got pulled out in pom-poms, and a couple of the veteran teachers taught some fifth graders moves that were going to work with the song, so they enjoyed that. We dressed up teachers and did some competitions during the assembly. The Halloween parade, as has been a tradition, was successful. It just baffled me how they come in, the parents come in and just as quickly go out, and so much happened in that short little time, so it was really cool. Veterans Day was another success on the 11th, so it's been a busy November. I guess it was the first annual, hopefully. It was received very well. The village board president was there, superintendent. Some community people next year will hopefully do better, even with more invites community-wide, which I thought had happened, but now I have a tie with the villager and things such as that, so it was good. Just safety drills continue within the elementary staff, working with the kids. We have sources of strength lessons that has been new this year, and that's been really successful. We have coaches that are helping the teachers just feel solid in what they teach the kids. Let's see what else. Oh, science of reading. We still have 8 teachers to take the course, so we're about half there with that Act 20 initiative that we had to make sure everybody goes through the letters training. And with our PD day, we are going to help to continue to support even 4th and 5th grade in the science of reading and do a little make it and take it to give them supports too during their bomber time. What else? Penny War is going on this week, so that is it's making waves. The kids are coming in with all their silver and copper and dollars, and that'll go towards Salvation Army. And tree lighting, we had a 5th grade winner, Adley Steffen, 5th grade, who will be reading at the lighting. And continuing to work on the manual. I know, Andrea, I don't know if you're going to speak to that, but just making sure that the academics and the behavioral needs are all covered through our EMLSS. Christmas concerts are solidly put in, and practice days are scheduled, and that will be December 13th. JK1 will be at 10, 2nd and 3rd at 1, and 4th and 5th at 2. So the time slots changed a little bit for this year. Hopefully that will help with, was it the parking and whatnot?
People waiting, yeah.
Yeah, so that should hopefully go more smoothly. Science curriculum, it is the adoption for that, and so at PD Day we have 3 to 4 different vendors that we are looking to review, and one perhaps coming in to actually give us, a live presentation. Access testing would come up in December, January, forward, of course, down the road, and I guess that's it. Yeah, any questions?
If you don't mind sharing, what science curriculums are you looking at? And then also, I know in curriculum, we had kind of updated that review paperwork process, so I just want to ensure if that's updated and ready to go, that's being available for you guys as well.
It is, yes.
Okay.
We printed those out. You mean
perfect.
the review sheets that goes through the different categories of what we want to look at within the curriculum? It is. We printed those out.
Okay.
Amplify is one, which is what our 6th and up uses, so it probably will behoove us, and that goes down to 4K, so that's one of them. That's the one that may come in and present. National Geographic, we have the books and things waiting for PD Day. And then Smithsonian. The other one that's very STEAM driven like these others, particularly Amplify, would be the TCI. We're just looking, when I talk directly to them, it is very like the national, the Gen Ed standards are covered, but I specifically wanted her to dig a little bit into the Wisconsin and make sure that it's approved, it's on the approval list. So did that answer the questions for science curriculum?
Yeah,
Sure.
Thank you.
And with regard to Act 20,
Yeah.
keep me honest on this.
Yes.
The teachers all have to go through that program you mentioned.
They have to go through a program that's accepted. We, as Kohler, go through letters, yes.
Okay, but pedagogically, we didn't retreat, or we didn't walk away from phonics as much, so pedagogically, our students are not maybe as far behind as other districts who got further away from phonics, is that?
We've always taught phonics, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that is, I mean, our data is consistently still high, and the reading program that we have is on the approved list, so.
Okay,
Reading Wonders, yeah.
great, okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
No students.
yeah, no students, so we go to buildings and grounds, or is Isaac,
No, Isaac is finance.
right, that's when,
So we did meet in buildings and grounds, and, we,
Terry, you wanna move your microphone a little
sorry.
closer?
Try not to talk too much with my voice. We met in buildings and grounds. We approved the plan for November 26th, which is really exciting. And we are also excited to begin approving some bathroom projects. That's it.
very good, and HR?
And we also met in HR. We reviewed our staff survey that will go out in January. We didn't change any of the questions because we want to be able to compare them back. But we added one question at the end, an open-ended question. So that survey should go out the second week in January, and staff will have 2 weeks to complete it if they like, and there's a PD day involved in there, so they will have some time.
And that's consistent, we did it in January, soon after Christmas last year too, right?
Yes, same timing.
I think January is a good time to do that survey.
It just gives us some time to change things if there are some glaring things that need to be shifted, and still have some time for the school year, so.
Do we know what participation rate we had, at the fall
It was-
survey?
We
Was
didn't,
it high? It wasn't fall.
It was
It
January.
was a year
It was
ago.
January. It was very high.
Okay, good.
Very good, thank you. That's all the reports we have on the agenda. Are you just holding the mic for when,
Yeah, finance doesn't really have anything significant. We have some donations to accept.
Okay.
Biggest thing anticipated is our audit report. Should come out from our auditors next month at some point. It's due to DPI by December 15th. So typically we get it a couple days before that due date. That's the biggest thing we're anticipating. Otherwise, it's pretty standard.
okay, and based on how the process went, you don't anticipate any surprises in that?
No, not
Right.
at all. Not at
Okay.
all. Same as
Right.
last year. It's going to be nothing significant.
Okay, great. Very good. Thank you. We'll move on to the consent agenda. We've got 2 items, 3. I've got 3 here. Oh, no, it's, okay, we've got the approval of the October 28th annual meeting minutes and the October 28th regular board minutes and the approval of invoices. Anybody need to pull any of those out?
I'm not going to vote because there's a check to me in there for a PD lunch.
Okay, thank you. Then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved?
And seconded?
Second.
And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go down to the discussion items. I would entertain a motion to take them all. We'll review them as a group, but let's vote on them once. Does that work for everybody?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so I would like to see a motion to accept all of these donations, and then we can, under discussion, we can just review what they are, but we'll just vote once. Does that work?
You have one item before that.
the discussion of the, board.
Oh, ha, yes, it was hiding. All right, so in that case, I would entertain a motion to, well, no, I'm gonna open up a discussion on possibly changing the regular board meeting night and time. So I'll open it up as a discussion item, then if we decide we wanna do something, we can do a motion. So we've been meeting on Wednesday nights for a bit of time now, and there have been some feedback that maybe that's not the best night. So we asked the staff and teachers what nights worked if there were any no-go nights for them, and I think it's pretty modest. Generally they're open to everything. Monday, Tuesdays are preferred, and Lisa assures me she wants nothing to do with Friday nights. So if we can avoid that.
Monday and Wednesday nights from the survey I put up to the admin team are the best nights. Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay, but not Tuesday. Okay, so Monday is preferred over Tuesday.
Are there, admin who are unavailable on Wednesdays?
No, but Natasha, said the second Wednesday of the month was better for her. And Terry had put the first Wednesday of the month. But it wasn't like a hard no to all Wednesdays.
Cause we've been doing the second Wednesday, but that hasn't, maybe there's a schedule change.
I think she has a
Okay.
schedule change.
So does the board have a preference to move? I know you're in a conundrum in
I
that.
started this, so
Yeah.
you all just
But-
talk about it.
But has Wednesday been better for you, or does it?
It's great for me,
Okay.
but
It's, Monday or Wednesday is great. Terry, do you have does the second Wednesday present a conflict, or is it just a preference?
I wonder if that was regarding, like, when we were talking curriculum. Was there
Okay.
a discussion on that too, so no,
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Could
okay.
have been a curriculum committee
Okay.
we were talking about. Okay.
I prefer Mondays. My husband is part of the Kohler Police Athletic League that also meets on this exact same night. And we don't have family around, so somebody's gotta give up something so our kids aren't home by themselves. So I took one for the team on Wednesdays, but I would prefer Monday. But that's just my personal opinion. But I will go with whatever is decided.
Okay, and I told Paul I'd advocate for him, so let me go through what he said. He should be able to attend all but one meeting on the second Wednesdays of the month, so he's okay with keeping it, but he supports whatever the group decides. Tuesdays do not work for him, so third Wednesday is a no-go for him, but any Monday works for him.
Does your husband have meetings every Wednesday, if we moved it to a different Wednesday?
No, it's just whatever this one, the second Monday
second.
is when KPAL meets too, so.
We did the fourth Wednesday, I mean, now we're, I don't know.
But
And it
like I
used to be
said,
second
I-
Monday, right? All we did was shift it, yeah,
Second is, yeah, only to come in for.
yeah.
Is there a reason statutorily, are there things that we need to approve by mid-month in some months, like when we do open enrollment seats in January?
Nope, as long as it's in January.
Okay,
There's no,
The first week would probably be bad for finance. as
Yeah,
long as
yeah,
it
that's why
goes
we-
in. So
Mhm.
first week would probably not be ideal.
okay.
but third, I mean, we don't do committee of the whole anymore, so
Right,
one board meeting,
Yeah, I'm very good for one.
but do
one
Wednesday,
meeting.
but Wednesdays don't work for you.
It's not ideal, cause that's mass night for me,
Mm.
but it's only once a month.
mhm.
I get special dispensations. But, so I'm okay to leave it where it is. Mondays would be better for
I
you.
can make whatever work that needs to, so.
Okay, and Paul seems to be there as
Oh,
well.
right, and Paul can't do the third Wednesday, so
Right.
that's out of,
Yeah,
Oh, he can't do the third. I thought he couldn't do the first. Okay.
but fourth, we could potentially do.
but that's no different than the second. Is it?
Just for Heather.
Oh, it's you, it's
The
only the second
KPL.
Wednesday.
Mhm.
Okay. So are we inducing more potential error
Yeah.
by trying to move it? So it comes down to, generally, is the second Monday better than the second Wednesday? And I'm not hearing
I would,
big-
yeah, I would advocate for keeping it, especially since Natasha's not here, and I know she did give her availability, but I'd hate for us to move it. Right now, she's available on the second Wednesday, and if we move it,
yeah,
to
but didn't
when she's not
didn't she
available.
also have
Yeah, I
catechism on?
earlier, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's running its course.
I think
okay.
it's over.
Yeah, I think that's over.
Yeah.
I think it was
Okay.
just a hardship at the beginning.
I see, okay.
Going once.
I mean,
I'm not gonna have everybody change it just for me, so I make it work, I've
Yeah,
made
and it
it
would
work
be
this time,
two,
so
yeah, so
Yeah.
if it works for the
Yep.
most, it's
that's
fine.
okay. It's part of being on board.
All right. So leave it as is for now?
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for that discussion, and thank you to the teachers and staff and the admin team for giving us their inputs as well. All right, so that was 7A. Now we'll move on to the donations. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I would entertain a motion to accept the coming donations, and then we'll discuss them under discussion.
So moved.
Second?
And second. Under discussion, we would like to acknowledge the generous donation in the amount of $700 from Fortress Floors for the football club, $700 from Wolf Enterprises for boys basketball, $10,400 from an anonymous donor to support a new club, the Young Women's Leadership Club, $2,320 from Daniel Wolf for the golf team, $5,000 from Kohler School Friends for district busing, $562.07 from Jen Gotzmer for the boys soccer club, $700 from Muskies Incorporated for Trees for Tomorrow club trip, $640 from Muskies Incorporated for another Trees for Tomorrow club trip, so that's a total of over $1,300 from Muskies Incorporated, and $1,000 from Megan Belcher on the Science Olympiad team. Any other discussion on any of those items? Any
I'd just
recognition or
like to
acknowledgement?
Thank you, the donation for Trees for Tomorrow. My daughter got to participate on that this year, and it was delightful. And I hope we keep doing that, so it was really beautiful, so.
I think just acknowledging how fortunate we are in this district for all of these donations. We approve donations often, and our students are so fortunate to have all of these experiences because of the generosity of our community.
Yeah, the ecosystem we have here.
Really amazing.
The generosity is really something special, and whenever I am in places where different people from school boards are meeting, and they find out I'm from Kohler, that's one of the things they always mention is just how blessed we are with private support. So, anything from the staff or? Okay, all right then. All in favor of accepting those many generous donations, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, that concludes our business for tonight, so I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And under discussion? All in favor?